Hey, my Liptons. So, I know it's been a minute. I think it's been about a week since my last video, but a lot has happened this week. A lot has happened. Initially, I was like I wasn't going to really talk too much about politics, but like because I felt, it is what it is. But, I will touch on a few things. So obviously this week was the presidential election. We're gonna discuss that first. We're gonna discuss some of the Grammy nominees that have been released today, and we're also gonna discuss. Last week, I'm gonna discuss Halle Bailey and this whole DDG situation that also happened maybe a few days ago. So make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Let's get up to 1,000 subscribers, and let's get into this video. Let's start here, child. Let's just get the divisive, the hot topic, the poisons of our society out the way. If y'all are living under a rock, y'all would know that Donald Trump has won the election, and not only has he won the election, he won the popular vote by like large numbers, and the electoral college vote by large numbers. Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Um, I've known, and if y'all been subscribed to this channel for a long time, I would even say like going back to like a year and a half ago, I've been calling this out. I've been saying for a long time. I'm like, yo, the Democrats, I don't know what's going on. The economy's been the shits. Like all kinds of money is going to other countries, but yet our own people are suffering. There's all kinds of homelessness, healthcare. Like it's just the jobs are not jobbing. Infrastructure is trash. Where what are Democrats? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? You know, and not only just that, it's also I feel like throughout, I guess you can say from 2020 on to now, I felt like they were trying to forcefully gaslight us into thinking that the economy was doing so well. Um, and then obviously, and I won't say completely gaslight because they were, yes, is unemployment at its lowest as it's ever been? Yes. Is the stock market up? Yes. But let's also be very clear, a lot of working class people do not own stocks. So it's like when y'all talking about, oh, the stock market is up, Wall Street is doing great. Okay. Do a majority of Americans own stock? Do a majority of Americans work at Wall Street? No. So I think that Democrats really missed the mark on really speaking to those bread and butter issues when it comes to this election. I also think that Joe Biden did a lot of damage to Kamala. And that's a whole different conversation. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not really gonna go too deep into this because I feel like emotions are high. People are upset. Still my timeline is a mess right now. My timeline is a mess. It's just people are just like it's very divisive. So it's like I'm not really gonna go too much into it because I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not really in the mood to get cussed out in my comment section or on TikTok, especially because TikTok will curse somebody out. So all I'm saying is that personally for me, like from someone that is so disillusioned with politics now, I think that, especially with a lot of the articles that have come out, a lot of people voted based on economic insecurity, and they feel like the Democrats have not done enough or nothing at all to address the economic insecurities for like the past 3.5 years. So they thought that, going with Donald Trump was their best option. Now, me personally, do I think that Donald Trump was the best option? No. Do I think that Donald Trump is going to improve the economy? No. But I also can't really dismiss people when they say like, well, what have the Democrats done in the last 4 years to, to put something in place to address those issues? Like, where's the coin? Where is the money? Open your purse. So it's like, but when they do open their purse, when the federal government does open their purse, it's going to Ukraine, it's going to Israel. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like when people see that, You know what I mean? When they see like, okay, y'all not opening your purse for the American people, but yet y'all opening y'all purses for foreign countries, that's an issue. So I think, Kamala, I'm gonna be all I'm saying is that, she lost the election. She lost by a lot. It was, I'm not gonna lie to you, I knew she was gonna lose, but my goodness, she got her shit rocked. Like this was bad. This was bad. Like she lost by a lot. I don't know how but then again, I don't want to say 2028 because the midterms is in 2 years. Um, Hopefully the Democrats will do well in the midterms in 2 years, and then hope for the Democrats and for the liberals' sake, you know, hopefully they get their justice, or they get their thing in 2028. But as of right now, Donald Trump is the president of the United States of America. I will say this though, I can't lie. Now that Donald Trump is, and y'all already know on this channel, I'm not a fan of Republicans or Democrats. I criticize both. I feel like both parties have failed the American people. For me, and for the past decades, and I feel like we just need new parties. Overall, like I think both parties are extremely corrupt. But I will say this though, since Trump is now the president of the United States, and he is a convicted felon, okay, he is a felon. So from now on, because in the United States of America currently, felons can't vote. Felons can get certain jobs because they have that on their record. So if Donald Trump is able to become the United States president while he has a criminal record, then all these other regular folks who have felonies, especially non-violent felonies, they need to be pardoned. They need to make sure that they can be able to vote. They can get certain jobs, because if you can become president of the United States, then girl, you should be also able to get some jobs. Okay, working class people should be able to also get those jobs. So that's just my thought on that. But I will say this though, because I know there's gonna be some people that feel some kind of way, or like people are confused about why this happened. I'm gonna put this tweet and I'm moving on. Y'all can read this and let's move on. Okay? Because I think that, if I get too deep into it, people are gonna be cursed, and it's just like I don't have the time right now. It's just I'm over it. So it is what it is. This happened. We're done. Next, we have the Grammys. So the Grammys is coming up. The nominations are in. They were just announced today. I see a lot of y'all faves. A lot of y'all faves submitted to the racist Grammys, even though y'all guys complain about the racist Grammys. I guess so, child. Either way, I saw that Beyonce had a lot of nominations. Taylor Swift, Sabrina Carpenter, got some nominations. Olivia Rodrigo, so forth. I also saw in the rap categories, Kendrick Lamar, Future, so forth. Let's be very clear here. On the rap categories, it doesn't matter. And Glorilla too also got some nominations. But in the rap categories, for sure, Kendrick Lamar is sweeping, okay? Let me tell you something. Early 2025 is going to be another Kendrick Lamar year. 2024 was also Kendrick Lamar's year, but 2025 is also going to be his year, okay? Because not only is he going to sweep at the Grammys, okay, he's definitely winning a Grammy for Not Like Us. I didn't see whether he submitted also. He needs to submit for Euphoria. Euphoria is a bop. But he's gonna sweep for that on those rap categories. Sorry to the rest of them. Sorry to Glorilla and Future and them. But he's gonna win for that. And then on top of that, he's gonna perform at the Super Bowl like not even a week later. Like early 2025 is gonna be Kendrick Lamar's year. Okay, it's gonna be very interesting to see. So I can't wait. Beyonce submitted her work. Like I said, and y'all know I love Beyonce. I like her music, but it's like, on the Cowboy Carter album, she was talking about, I don't give a F about the Grammys. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what she said. But yet you submitting your work to the Grammys still. So I don't want to hear nothing from Beehive. I don't want to hear nothing from these stands about, and it's not just Beehive. Nicki Minaj, Drake, any of them. I don't want to hear it. Y'all guys submit y'all work to the Grammys all the time, and y'all complain about it afterwards. I'm done. I'm over it. I will say this, though. For the pop, personally for me, for like the pop categories, I'm not gonna lie, the people that had the music that I personally was like on repeat listening to over and over and over again, Ariana Grande, Billie Eilish. I think that those two girls, they need to sweep, but they need to sweep at the Grammys. For me personally, for my own taste. Billie Eilish, Ariana Grande. But however, I gotta, the mainstream media and who's the mainstream girl, and that is Sabrina Carpenter. A lot of people like her. Personally, for me, I still haven't really gotten into her and her style and so forth, but I definitely think that she's gonna win some Grammys too. Sabrina Carpenter, obviously Taylor Swift. Even though personally for me, I wasn't really too much of a Tortured Poets Department album girl, but for me personally, I feel like Billie Eilish and Ariana Grande had great albums, and vocally, like vocally, just like percussion. It's like it was just like great great pop albums that they released. So hopefully they sweep, but I definitely think a lot of those is gonna either go to Sabrina Carpenter or Taylor Swift. And if I'm gonna be honest, Taylor Swift don't deserve, like, because Torture Poets Department was just for her fans. It wasn't for the casuals. So that's just my thoughts on that. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the Grammy submissions that have been put in place today. God, y'all, we're gonna have to pray for our good sis. And I know there's gonna be some people like, girl, like you don't like Halle anymore. That's what some people have been saying to me. The messages I've been getting, like, oh, you don't like Halle, you're always shading her, you're always doing this, you're always doing that. But y'all, that's not why I feel the way that I feel, because if y'all look back at my older videos, especially when I first started doing YouTube videos, I was such a huge supporter of Halle Bailey. Like, I was just like, I want her to succeed. I want her to take this Little Mermaid press and momentum and like shoot for the stars. Like, go be great. And I felt like she took one step forward and like 5 steps back with this DDG thing, with this, and then the baby, the Ruby Rose. Like, it just, to me, it felt like we were talking more about her personal life than we were talking about the music, the acting, so forth. So if y'all don't know, child, apparently, and I'm still on the fence about their breakup. I still feel like it's PR, but now as time goes on, a part of me does feel like, okay, maybe it is real, but I don't know. They might get back together again. Depends. But so Halle Bailey and DDG apparently broke up. DDG announced it and so forth. So I think that was like what, 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks ago that was announced. I don't know how many. It was a couple of weeks ago. So we just moving on with our lives, mind you. This also occurred like when it was still like election time. Like, so it was like the election happened and then this came out. So then apparently, and I had no idea, because you know me, I don't follow her on Twitter. I don't follow DVD at all. So that's just that. But apparently, I see Halle's name trending. And I'm like, why is she trending? What happened? Did she release some music? Like, what's going on? I click on the hashtag and people are like dragging her. They were going off on her. They were like, oh, how you gonna have a baby with a streaming ninja and then expect something different from him, or blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. What happened? What happened? So I tried to go to her account, and at the time, she actually deleted her account on Twitter. So I was like, wait a minute. I know y'all were not dragging Halle Bailey like this. Why would y'all drag her like that? Y'all dragged her to the point where she had to deactivate her Twitter account. So that was that. So I was like, let me go try to find it on Popbase. Because, Popbase, we always catching the tea. So I went on Popbase and, they screenshotted the tweet. So this is the tweet that kind of caused everything and was what got people upset with her. So it says here, hi, everyone. So just so you know, I am out of town and I don't approve of my baby being on a stream tonight. I wasn't told or notified, and I'm extremely upset to have my baby in front of millions of people. I am his mother, protector, and saddened that I wasn't notified, especially when I was out of town. So I was like, what stream is she talking about? What happened? Blah, blah. So then obviously when I went scrolling through Twitter, I saw that, apparently DDG had their baby on Kai Cenat's Twitch stream or something. So, and, she wasn't okay with that. So to me, at first I was like, well, what's wrong with that? Exactly. At first, in the beginning, I was like, okay, what's wrong with that? Why can't he have his baby on stream? Like, At the end of the day, Halle, you post your baby all the time on Instagram. You and your sister post him all the time. So it's like, why can't DDG, and let's be, like, y'all already know how I feel about DDG, but it's like DDG, this is what he does. Like, he's on the streaming, he's on YouTube, like, he does the pranks, the attention seeking stuff. So it's like, he's just doing what he's been doing. So I don't understand why it's an issue for him to be on Kai Cenat. So at first I was kind of annoyed by this tweet because I'm like, okay, now Halle, now all of a sudden, because you and DDG are allegedly broken up, and so now you don't want your child being showcased on social media, like, that's weird. And then on top of that, you post him all the time. So what's the difference between what he's doing and what you're doing? As long as it's, safe, for whatever the content is safe, is whatever. So then, people were really, really dragging her. And I was, even me, I'm not going to lie, I was liking some tweets, people, because, it was just like, I felt like, I felt like she was trying to weaponize her fan base against let's be very clear. People drag, especially, I'm not going to lie, Halle fans drag DDG enough. Okay? We drag, when he deserves to get dragged, they drag him. But it's like, in this situation, it was just like, okay, like, it's corny now. Like, it's like, you knew the kind of man that this guy was. You knew that he's an internet guy. You knew that he's he does the things, he uses things for monetization. You knew this already. So it's like, why are you acting like this way? So then, but then, people were saying that, like, apparently the streamer Kai Cenat that the baby was on and whatever, apparently Kai Cenat, like, a few weeks ago got swatted or something like that. Like, he got swatted. Like, he had a whole SWAT team called at his house, like, guns pulled up and everything. And, and I don't follow Kai Cenat or anything like that, so I don't know. But they were saying that apparently, like, Kodak Black was also on the stream, like, a few days ago, popping Percocets or something. I don't know. Allegedly. So while on the stream, so it's like, when people were saying that, I'm like, oh, okay. Now I can kind of see why she feels the way that she feels, because it's like, you're bringing my son to, like, a streamer's house, and it's not just some regular Douglas. There's a very popular streamer. He's been swatted a few weeks ago, allegedly having Percocets wrappers around. Like, that's a little bit unnerving. So it's like, I was like, okay, I kind of understand where she's coming from, and she wanted to be notified about that, because, like, God forbid, it could have been a dangerous situation, with that. And especially, like, if that streamer harbors that kind of, like, that very dangerous situation. So I was like, okay, I can kind of see where she's coming from with that. But clearly the rest of the people didn't, because they dragged the shit out of Halle Bailey. They weren't feeling it. They were like, you're a bitter baby mama. Like, how come you have the right to post your son, but yet he doesn't? Like, why does he need to notify you about posting his son on social media? Do you notify him about anytime you post your son? So people were saying some things, and there was a few things where I felt like, some people were right on, but, she ended up deactivating her Instagram, her Twitter. It kind of backfired. This is the first time I will say, like, this backfired on Halle Bailey, because usually people are on her side most of the time. I know it'd be me ranting and, me criticizing her for some things, but, like, most of the time people do be defending her, especially against DDG or anything that he does. So, but this time people were not feeling it. They were calling her all kinds of attention seeking, which I've been saying that, but, in this situation, I can kind of see why she felt the way she felt, especially if, like, a streamer is being swatted and you bringing my son to a house that gets swatted every couple of weeks. That's crazy. So I can see where she's coming from. So she got a lot of backlash. So then here she goes, like, she was pussy popping and moonwalking back her little comments. She said here yesterday, maybe I did overreact and shouldn't have brought it here. I know that Halo is always safe with his dad. I just don't like finding out with the rest of the world what my baby is doing. Thank you, Kai, for the gifts for Halo. Now, to me, I feel like it's because of the dragon. That's why she had to say, like, oh, yeah, I know that, my baby is safe. And then, yeah. Like, I felt like, had it been the other way around, had it been a situation where DDG was getting dragged by her fans, she wouldn't have wrote this tweet. But I think that because she had the backlash and she deactivated and she folded, that's why she had to come out and sort of moonwalk back those comments. But I don't know what to tell her. Listen, I think, and people are saying like, oh well, y'all are acting as if y'all had never made bad decisions in relationships. Y'all never gotten with the wrong guy. And now Hallie's learning that lesson. So it's like we need to give her grace. And that is true. Like, I'm not going to say and act as if people don't make poor decisions in relationships. But at the same time, I'll be honest with you too, we're also not celebrities and we also don't have the whole world saying, hey girl, you're not noticing the red flags? You're not noticing. I think you need to look very closely about what's going on here. So while yes, I do think that is true, and people, and on top of that, you had a baby. On top of that, you had a baby. On top of that, you had a baby in the middle of your. Oh God! Don't get me start ranting again about this. Y'all guys can go watch my old videos about Halle Bailey and this DDG stuff going back last year, because I was like. Anyway, y'all. I think that Halle Bailey, if she truly feels uncomfortable about some of the things that DDG is doing with their son, I think that instead of coming to the internet, she should take it to court, like say, do some joint custody thing. Also have put some how do you call them like restrictments or something. I'm forgetting the word, but like as far as like in the joint custody agreements, like what both parents can do and what both parents can't do. Because at this point, it's very clear that Halle Bailey does not want her son on social media. Even though she does post her son, she posts his pictures and stuff. But it seems like she wants to have some form of like, I don't know, control over like his image or like how she wants to put him out there. But like she wants some social media restrictions. And we all know DDG is not going to do that. DDG needs to milk this for all it's worth because he is that kind of a YouTuber. So it's like whichever way to monetize his son, he's going to do it. So there needs to be like, she's take it to court, do some joint custody thing, put some referendum in there talking about what they, what y'all should and shouldn't be doing and move on from there. But I think that, coming to social media with it was a bad idea and it didn't help in her favor. So anyway, y'all, either way, I still think this thing is still a publicity stunt. But we'll see what happens. Y'all tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let's get up to 1,000 subscribers, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.